So this game is the real deciding factor, our true final battle. May the best one win, but that person, of course, is me.
I sigh as I sit in a small space between two rows of seats. She's completely right. My situation is desperate in every possible aspect. Except for one small detail that she doesn't know, an ace up my sleeve that I managed to snatch during the first round. I've had it reserved for an emergency such as this. Of the two guns we were given, Denise took one and I took the other, a small handgun that, even if it was real, it would still likely be mistaken for a toy. It isn't just that it's short-ranged and has a lack of utility, it also only has one single bullet left. I can't afford to miss this shot. There was little I could do with a gun like this before. Now at this distance and against a sniper, my chance of victory is negligible, if not entirely impossible. There's no other way, huh? Luce is humming softly, pleased to have this situation under her control. Her eyes alternate between the two sides of the room, especially the doors leading to the hallways that I'd inevitably have to take if I want to fight or run. From the corner of her eye, she detects some sort of movement and shoots it down by following her instincts and using pure talent, without even knowing what it actually was.
Did I hit it?
As soon as she's done shooting, she senses something moving in the opposite direction, but by the time she's done reloading, it's already too late. A bit afterwards, another small object appears between some of the seats, this time a few rows in front of where it happened last time. She shoots at it with crushing reflex and skill. It doesn't matter if she only saw it for a second, she manages to notice what it was this time.
Was that a shoe?
Taking advantage of her gun being a bolt-action rifle, I know I only have a few seconds between each shot, giving me that much time to move freely while she reloads. Knowing her personality, she always acts before thinking first, so I used my shoes as bait to make her waste her a couple of bullets while I try to reduce the distance between us. It's like an extreme version of the red light, green light. Unfortunately, I knew I wouldn't have too many more chances to trick her once she realized what I was doing.
Did you just throw your shirt too? It's not the first time I've seen you half naked, but you can at least try to be a little more romantic about it. What would your mother think if she found out how easily you take off your clothes in front of others?
I'm going all in. I know that the risk is over the top, but it's all I can do to distract her. Take this as a special favor to you, and don't complain about how I treat you later.
I would never do that, Ciaran. Now, for example, you gave away your position by speaking. How could I complain?
Although I can't see her, I can feel the pressure of her scope set on me. I hold my breath. This is probably the most dangerous bet I've made in years, if not ever. I have to bet all my chips on this single game. My chances of success are below 10%, and that's being generous. It's now or never. Something moves in Luce's scope. It jumps up and moves itself from her vision. But she doesn't shoot. Her finger moves into position but doesn't pull the trigger. She knew it wasn't me. Now she's waiting for the moment that I come up. But I don't move. I stay in place, immobile, awaiting my opportunity. The reason I spoke earlier was to hide the noises I was making. By making her talk as well, I was able to discern her current position. Several seconds later, the latest flying object I'd thrown falls where I'd hoped it would.
What is this? These are your pants?
So he's pantsless and shirtless? It goes even better than expected. My pants fall in front of Luce's face, temporarily blinding her. Scared from that revelation, she jumps backwards and stands up, then runs several feet back as she tries to shove my pants away from her as if they are cursed. She, of course, forgets to pick up her rifle. She blushes and complains as I take the opportunity to jump on stage and aim at her. And no, I won't make a dirty joke about pistols while I'm only in my underwear. I'm not that uncouth.
Where did you get that gun, and why did you throw your pants in my face? Are you crazy?
They're just pants, not a weapon of mass destruction. Well, if it were Ozzy's pants, then maybe. Those must be disgusting, but not mine, lady. The stage is big enough that it makes any escape attempts impossible without giving me time to shoot her down first. Behind her, there are only covered cardboard sets of different scenery. They were used for the plays that some of the drama classes enacted. She has no way to flee, but there's still some distance between us, considering what my weapon is, and that I only have one bullet to shoot with. I tried to close the distance between us.
Don't even try it. That's not the issue here. Well, not the biggest issue at least. Well, it is, but not the one I meant. What I meant was that you can't just go throwing your pants at a girl like that. Are you a stripper or something? Try to be a little more considerate.
Who cares? We've done worse things in the past. Well, not that worse. You've made things 1,000 times worse.
But that was before, not now. You can at least think a bit about what you're doing at this point.
At this point? What do you mean?
Don't make me say it out loud. You know what I mean.
Luce blushes more than before and takes a step back, unable to look me in the eyes. I think I'm close enough to shoot at her, but I hold off on it when I notice her acting in a way that I've never seen before. I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
You're inconsiderate, Ciara. Since that day at the restaurant, I haven't even seen you. Would it have been so hard to, I don't know, come by and say hi?
Because we didn't hang out over these past weeks? You're the one who wanted to focus on studying.
But that doesn't mean that you couldn't have come up with an excuse. One day you sneak into my classroom to see me, and the next you forget about it. I don't know what to think.
I've already told you that I didn't. Well, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to think. I can't believe we're discussing this in the first place. I put my finger on the trigger and start to gently pull it.
At least I was taking our relationship seriously, Ciara.
My vision clouds. The always sarcastic voice of Luce is sweet for once. Her tearful eyes take control of my body and it refuses to obey me. My gun shoots of its own volition. The small plastic ball diverts from its course, passing by one of Luce's cheeks. Her face instantly breaks out into a wide grin, an evil grin that no other human would be able to imitate. She disappears in the blink of an eye, and once again I'm disarmed. I fall to the floor, face up without any chance of escaping. Once she sits on top of my naked abdomen, putting pressure on me with the full weight of her body. I can hear the click of her rifle as it points directly at my chest, proving that Luce won't make the same mistake twice, followed by her usual laugh that would drive anyone crazy.
You're so naive, Ciara. You aren't the only one who can distract their enemies with words, nor the only one who was concealing another gun on them in case of an emergency.
I guess you won't let me say my last words in this situation, will you? Luce smiles. She clears away the hair covering her face with an arrogant gesture and gives me a genuinely affectionate expression.
I'm glad to see you again, Ciara.
Oh, I almost thought I was going to go to the other screen. I close my eyes, grit my teeth, and clench my fists as I wait for the inevitable impact. But it's not a gunshot that I hear. Oh, Ziva.
Oh no. Ding dong, the survival timer says time is up.
Silence fills the room. Neither of us are able to process what we just heard. It's not the weird fact that Ziva imitated bell sounds, although that's stupid enough by itself, but the time seemed to run out at the perfect moment.
This is so lame. Ziva should have waited a few more seconds.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Ziva. I was expecting something to happen.
Me too.
What are we gonna do about it, Luce? Now, if you don't mind, they forgot the word get. Could you get off of me and stop pointing? Although time is up, I don't escape being shot point blank in the chest. Oh, thanks, Luce. It leaves me in a state of near death for a while. In the meantime, Luce gets off me disappointed. You're not the only one disappointed. Go ahead, Ziva.
That's all. I hope all of you had fun. Now all of you can come back to the field and give back all of your equipment you were given, and also check the scores.
I hope he puts his clothes on before he returns the equipment.
See you later.
Ziva's message through the loudspeakers is finished. Something odd catches my attention. She didn't mention my team among those that were eliminated.
Are you absolutely sure you didn't shoot anyone? Maybe with the stray bullet?
Impossible. I only had one bullet for the rest of the last round, and I used it against you just a moment ago. Luce and I look off to the side together, looking towards the cardboard sets at the end of the stage. We get closer and find a small hole in one of them.
I see. So that explains why the door to this room was open. So that means that behind here there's...
We take a look behind it, and on the floor we find a guy with his hands on his forehead trying to contain his pain. The bullet went through the cardboard and hit him directly. He was eliminated and also saved me in the process. I knew I had to cheat to shoot through walls turned on. I knew it!
I don't know what you're talking about, but stop jumping and put your pants on, please.
And your shirt too.
Oh, yeah.
There's the screen. There's the screen I was waiting for. Okay, we're out in the grassy field and bleachers. There better not be a football game on. The sun is high in the sky at its zenith when we leave the building. Lots of volunteers are distributing drinks and attending to the audience. They seem to be even more diverse in age now. See, now I want Ciaran and Luce to get together now more. More now. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Probably because of the happy atmosphere, Luce walks around enthusiastically, bringing me up to speed on everything that's happened to her these past few weeks, mostly tests and her future. I nod and give her short answers from time to time. Once we reach the field, she goes to look for Ziva. I'm pretty sure that Luce is the one with the largest point score from the shooter survival competition. She better tell us what the prize is.
I know.
Then one of the volunteers comes over to me and offers me a bottle of water, so cold that it's obvious she made sure not to take it out of the freezer until just now.
Oh, it's Claire. Congratulations on surviving through that competition, CR. Although it seemed to be luck more than anything.
I see you're as direct and brutally honest as ever, Claire.
Telling the truth is one of my strong points.
Claire tilts her head and smiles, yet quickly flashes a sad expression across her face that I'm sure only I notice. It might have been thanks to Ozzy and Denise that I managed to get past the first 2 rounds, but I think I had too difficult a handicap in the 3rd round. I don't consider myself to be lucky in that regard. In any case, I think what Denise did was unnecessary. We could have kept going together if things had been a bit different.
Denise, that guy isn't normal. He will never change.
Claire seems to grow reluctant whenever his name comes up. She sighs, thinking about what she should say.
Anyone else would have betrayed you in his position. The game was clearly begging for something like that to happen. It was a spark meant to defy the predictable and boring. But that's exactly Denise's problem. He's too kind.
What would usually be a compliment sounds like harsh criticism from the way that Claire puts it.
You can't trust him, you know. He always says yes to everything. He's so good-natured. What is he thinking? What makes him act the way he does? He might seem like a perfect friend at first sight, someone you could keep close to you, but you can't trust someone like him.